precepts. You can break down the Bible perfectly. You know, it's not gonna happen overnight, man. First, wisdom is gonna try you out. You know, the apostles and I myself, and I'm sure other brothers, man, I done been homeless. I done went through all type of persecution by my family, you know, and you're gonna continue to go through. Because why? Because those situations make you a better person. And when you endure, you get rewarded with more wisdom. You discipline yourself according to the Most High's ways, and then He grants you in return more wisdom.
Yep.
For at the first, this is Sirach 4 and 17. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul, and try him by her law. Then will she return the straight way unto him. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him, and give him over to his own ruin. Observe the opportunity, and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. So this is the point, man. Be not ashamed when it concerns your soul. You know, it might be something that the flesh might, you know, oh, I don't want to do that. Or, you know, whatever the case may be, somebody might rebuke you. You might be like, oh man, you know, the pride might swell up. Oh, you don't talk to me like that. Be not ashamed when it concerns thy soul. Because what does the scripture say? If he who humbleth himself shall be exalted. He that exalts himself shall be taken down low, man.
That could be a base.
This shall be a base. So if you get humble, you get rebuked in your spirit, you know, oh man, I want to get, no, don't be proud. It concerns your soul.
Yeah, because ultimately wisdom.
You humble yourself.
Yeah. Ultimately, what the wisdom is doing is trying you out, man. The wisdom is trying you out to see if you're worthy to obtain her, man. That's why you have to get tried to go through all them different paths, man. To go through them dire straits before she can come upon you and enter into you. You know? But I want to make that, you got more on that?
No, I'm just going to reiterate it. Go ahead.
Because you, like I said, wisdom, read that part again when it said the wisdom, give the wisdom to judge the nations.
Let's see. So at first,
when I mentioned King Solomon.
All right. Whoso giveth, this is Sirach 4 and 15.
Yeah. Whoso
giveth ear unto her shall judge the nation.
Yeah, wisdom. Go ahead.
And he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely.
Now listen what King Solomon said, right? So 1 Kings 3, I'll start at 9. I think he asked before that. Yeah, when he asked the Lord. Remember, he asked Solomon what he wanted. I think it's the 3rd chapter. I'm in there. You know, and ultimately Solomon didn't ask for riches. You know, Solomon didn't ask for all those different things, but he asked for wisdom so he can have the discernment how to judge the nation. Thought I had it. It's 3, right? I'll start at 7. 1 Kings 3 verse 7, it says, and now, O Lord, my power, thou hast made thy servant king in esteem of David my father, and I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? And the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. And the Most High said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither asked for riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thy enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy word. Lo, I have given thee a wise and a understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, Neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. So that's what Solomon asked for, man. He wanted discernment so he can judge between the people, man. Ultimately, what he was asking the Lord was for wisdom, man. You know, and when you're on a level of certain wisdom, you have discernment. You know, you can discern different things. You know how to judge things. You know, you get to a level and you start to know how to judge things righteously. You know, and that's what the Lord gave Solomon, man. So when you go into understanding heart, man, that still goes back to wisdom, man. That type of wisdom to have, man. You know, and in the scriptures, like you said, the brother read, man, it says he's going to give wisdom to judge the nation. You know? What wisdom? Sophia, man. The wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the Holy Scripture, man. Ultimately.
And that same account in Chronicles. This is 2 Chronicles 1. And I'm going to start at 10. This is Solomon. Give me now wisdom and knowledge that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge this thy people that is so great? And the Most High said to Solomon, because this was in thine heart, thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet hast asked long life, but hast asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, that thou mayest judge my people, over whom I have made thee king. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee, and I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee, neither shall there any after thee have the like. So that's the point, man. You know, like we're going into, this is why they took the Apocrypha out, man, but this is all going hand in hand, man. Ecclesiastes, or Sirach, chapter 4, is telling you that if you adhere to the ways of wisdom, the Most High will bless you. You know, the Most High will bless you with, first of all, this spiritual riches. Riches. Yeah. Because it says, seek ye not to be rich. Now, some brothers are well off, or at least decent, but you're not gonna love your life if the Most High have chosen you. You know what I'm saying? So hey, man, everybody got their different lot, but you gotta have that balance. You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. Now, back to this business.
Since you already here, go to Ecclesiastes 6, verse 17, and read down to.
Well, let me
read down the.
Let me finish on this one. A little bit more. Unless it fits.
Where you at on 4?
I'm down at 20.
You cool on that. 6 and
talking about earlier. It says that there's an opportunity right now. You got to stay into line. All right. Well, this is Ecclesiastes 4 or Sirach 4 and 20. Observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. So, like I was going into earlier, you got to humble yourself down. You got to learn that discipline. You got to adhere to the ways of wisdom while you have a chance. You know what I'm saying? For there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there is a shame which is glory and grace, because ultimately, hey, it takes a lot to swallow the pride of the flesh. And you may feel like it's a shame, but that quote unquote shame or humbling yourself brings glory. Yep. But that shame of dishonoring yourself by sinning against the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, bucking up, you know, leaving the truth, going teaching blasphemies against the men of the Lord, that's the shame that leads to sin. Yep. So that's what I want to touch on with that.
Yeah. All right, so 6, Ecclesiastes 6, yeah, 17 on down.
All right, this is Sirach 16 and 17.
No, 6.
Oh, 6 and 17.
I thought you already went there.
Whoso fears the Lord shall direct his friendship aright, for as he is, so shall his neighbor be also. My son, gather instruction from thy youth up, so thou shalt find wisdom till thine old age. Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth.
Yeah, this her is still talking about wisdom. It's still talking about Sophia. Go ahead.
Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits. Yep. For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her. Right. But thou shalt eat her fruit right soon. For she is very pleasant to the unpleasant to the unlearned.
See, she is very unpleasant to the unlearned. Go ahead.
He that is without understanding will not remain with her.
Yeah, see, a person that don't have no understanding is not going to remain with that wisdom, man. You know, and there's many different situations to fall into that, you know.
She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ever it be long.
Yeah, because you got to understand what this wisdom comes a lot with this wisdom, man. Knowing all these different things that's going on, you know, you're getting held to a certain standard once you gain this wisdom as well, man. You know, we're talking about the wisdom of the Holy Scriptures, man. You know, because once you learn this word, you got to go out there and teach this word. You know, you can't hold it back. Because what the Scripture says, you got to let your light shine. You know, you don't, roughly paraphrasing, you don't hide your light under a bushel. You know. Can you read that for again?
Yeah. She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her. She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ever it be long. For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many.
Yeah, see? So it tell you right there, everybody doesn't have the wisdom, man. You know, the wisdom is not manifested to many. You know, a lot of people don't even go through all the trials, right? All the different straits that the wisdom try you with to even obtain her. You know? Go ahead.
Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. And put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain.
Go ahead.
Bow down thy shoulder and bear her. Be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her with thy whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power. And so the point that I wanted to touch on with this, it says, put your feet in her fetters and thy neck in her chain. This symbolizes becoming subject unto the ways of wisdom. You know, just like we was in slavery and we had to do whatever they said. You have to do whatever the spirit of wisdom is saying, man. In order to receive the riches, man, you gotta go through that straight gate. That's what it's coming back down to. Right? Come unto her with thy whole heart and keep thy ways with all thy power. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. You know, search and seek for the ways of wisdom. If you're receiving counsel of your elders on how you may be able to obtain wisdom, and you go and you seek another way, you're not adhering to what's calling out to you, man. Wisdom crying out in the street.
Hey, I got that on deck too.
So there's a multitude of counsels there is safety, man. You know, so if you got brothers telling you this is the way, bro, this is how you find out more about the Most High, ain't this what you're looking for? And then you go left. You can't expect to get no increase, man.
No, that's a beautiful point, because for the spirit I grabbed that scripture, because you people gotta understand where does the wisdom lie. You know, the wisdom doesn't lie in this Esau's education system, you know, the college. That wisdom don't lie there, man. You know?
That ain't nothing but to see how well you can follow order.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Everybody know, unless you just completely dead to the world, that most of the people that get a degree don't go into that field. They end up managing McDonald's or some bullshit somewhere. It's a fucking scam.
And to put you in debt to get your money and your time. Like you said, how they see how long they can basically program.
Right, see how well you can be a good slave. Alright? Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go.
Yeah, so when you get a hold of this precious wisdom, you ain't supposed to let her go.
Right. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that shall be turned to thy joy. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory. You know? For there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple lace. So that thing that you perceive as being a grievous thing, you know, a bondage to you, being under her ways and that discipline, it will turn for your good later. You know how many old heads grow up and be like, man, I wish I would have got more ass whoopings, or thank you for whooping my ass when I was younger because it taught me better. You know, or how many dudes in jail say, I wish somebody would have told me before I ended up here. that discipline is something that any wise person know that they need, man.
How much you got on that? 30 more. Go ahead, yeah, we're finishing out. We're going.
Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and shalt put her about thee as a crown of joy. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. If thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent.
Yeah, because you will be taught by men, though, man. You know, like the scriptures say, I want to precept Proverbs 1 verse 5. It says, I'll start at 2. Proverbs 1 and 2, it says, to know wisdom and instruction, to receive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment, and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. You see? So this kind of what you were going to, you know, about the wisdom.
Right.
You know?
It goes into that right after. It says, if thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And if thou bow down thine ear, thou shalt be wise. So if you listen to the ways of wisdom, which are uttering out in the streets, starting with the apostles, the elders apostles, the great millstone, and the brothers that adhere to the doctrine on down, you're going to learn the ways of wisdom. All right. Stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise.
Yeah, attain. What did the scripture just say? No, didn't it just say, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels? You see? So if a man out there that has the understanding, then that's what they want to attain to. You know, people, the wise counsels. And through what? Their sayings, man. Go ahead.
Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. If thou seest a man of understanding, get thee time unto him. Basically go up to him sometime, listen. And let thy foot wear the steps of his door. Let thy foot wear, that means you wearing out that doorstep as much as you coming to the videos, the breakdown, to the camp. You asking counsel of the brother, you know, that the Most High put on your spirit to talk to, whatever the case may be. You wearing that man doorstep down with reason.
Yep.
But you seeking that knowledge.
Right.
Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments.
Yeah, and the scriptures also say in Baruch 4:28, returning to the Lord, returning to the Lord. No, it's when you go straight from the Lord, seek him 10 more times. So that's what happens. Return back.
He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom in thine own desire.
And where you going, fam? With give me the one first. I believe it. Alright, so to get this wisdom, man, right? Where you gonna find this wisdom at? Hey, you're not gonna get taught this wisdom in your public school system, you know? You're not gonna get this you ain't gonna get this wisdom taught in all the houses, churches that you go to every week. No, man, you're gonna get this wisdom from the middle of the door. Man. Where is this wisdom proclaimed at? Proverbs 1, verse 20. It says, wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city, she uttereth her words, saying, the chief place of concourse, the openings of the gates of the city. Hey, and that's where you see us brothers at each and every week. All through different days out the week, brothers go out and teach them wisdom to our people. Teach them knowledge to our people. But only a man, what it say? Wise man, a man of understanding. A man of understanding will seek to wise counsel. You know? Before Noah says, the man of understanding shall attain to wise counsel. But this is where the wisdom is, man. You know? You people think wisdom.
Oh yeah, we were close.